Africans were the first architects, the first engineers, the first physicians. Imhotep is the father of medicine, the first farmers, the first agriculturalists, the first dancers, the first everything. Africa is the home of civilization. It starts out with Victoria Falls, then through the equator. This is how we built the planet. It starts out in Kenya. The Garden of Eden is in Kenya. The Great Lakes region, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, all Malawi. This is where Africa starts. And then 1887, Africa's greatest prophet is born. St. Anne's Bay in St. Anne's Parish in Jamaica. August 17, 1887. 1910, this prophet to be travels to Costa Rica. He starts a newspaper called La Nación. He has to escape Costa Rica to go to Panama. In Panama, he creates another newspaper, La Prensa. Then he escapes to Colombia, Venezuela. He goes to Ecuador. Finally, he works in the copper mines of Bolivia. He gets back home to Jamaica. April 15, 1912, 110 years ago, the Titanic, the greatest ship they've ever built, the greatest vessel, sinks off the coast of Newfoundland. The Titanic is owned by the White Star Line. The biggest, baddest, greatest vessel ever, it's owned by the White Star Line. So when this prophet, when he builds his ships, what does he call his ship? The Black Star. And his crosses, what do they call them? The Black Cross. And his eagle flying car, what do they call them? Brothers and sisters.
Wow. The greatest man that God made, the prophet for the whole race, named the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Let me just go back just a little bit, because our first President General gave us a great history. But I don't want us to forget the first man who said that I am a man. Before any prophet, the person that, or the deity that we give honor to, just happened to be an African black man. We call him by many names. We call him Allah, we call him Yahweh, we call him, what is it, Ogun? We call him Jesus, the black man, God. God just happened when he was looking at his infinite wisdom and he said, what am I gonna make myself look like? What image am I going to portray to the whole world? And he said, I'm gonna make myself a black man, or a black woman, or a black child. The first.
As he traveled, this prophet to be saw the conditions of our people. Everywhere he had been at, we're at the bottom. We are denigrated. We are disrespected, exploited, beaten, ravaged. Everywhere. In his place, in his birthplace in Jamaica, everywhere he went, he said to himself, we are universally attacked, discriminated, disrespected, beaten, exploited everywhere. So the solution must be universal. We are universally oppressed because of race. So any solution must involve race. And it must be first. Hence, race first. God has to be your race. Love has to be your race. Your man, woman has to be your race. Your job has to be your race. So this prophet to be, he says, you mighty race. You can accomplish what you will. And he says, he doesn't have to say it. Black is beautiful. The melanin that you have, it's not just chemical. It's not just biological. It's cultural, it's genetic, it's geographical, it's tied to Africa.
It's spirit.
The conditions, the evolution that we made in Africa lead us to where we are. Everything. Let's go talk about the Nile River, the longest, greatest river ever. It starts out in what they call Victoria Falls. It goes through 10 different African countries. It's a little bit lighter than the darker Nile, the blue Nile. That's in Lake, it starts out in Lake Tana in Ethiopia. What they call the white Nile and the blue Nile, they're going to meet in Khartoum, in the capital of the Sudan. Sudan is a word that means the black land. From there, the awful, powerful force of the Nile River will give us the gift of the Nile. Every year, 10,000 years like clockwork. Eventually, the Africans learned to count. They had to count.
Right.
Then they became mathematicians.
That's right.
Then they became astronomers. The very first calendar on the planet, 10,000 years old.
Was it accurate, brother?
360 days accurate. It was missing 5 days. After another 6,000 years in 4240 BCE, your ancestors created the very first solar calendar with 365 and 1/4 days, 4,440 years before the Common Era. And then finally, in 2650 BCE, the very first stone building is ever made. That's done by the greatest Imhotep, the father of medicine, the very first stone mason. The Masons was created. Imhotep at the Lodge of Saqqara invents the book of Mason, the whole concept of masonry, because masonry is stone.
Was them little rocks or was them big rocks?
Big rocks, big. All of the where you can imagine, all the limestone, all of the marble, and all the granite, all the obsidian. This is what your parents have done, what your ancestors. And then we go through the greatest period of global economy when Kemet is established in 3230 BCE. That Ethiopian from Ethiopia, his name is Namer. He decides we need a war of unification, not to fight. Where does he go to pray? He has to go to Abydos. He has to recite the 42 principles of Ma'at to beg for mercy. He was about to create war for unification, to throw out the Asians, to establish Kemet, the very first global economy on the planet. He starts the first dynasty. By the third dynasty, Imhotep builds the first stone building. The fourth dynasty, the Great Pyramid is built with Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure at Giza. After 5 dynasties, Africans no longer build pyramids. There's no need to. What happens? The concept of writing has to be invented. How do you write? Stone wasn't invented yet. So you use a plant, papyrus. The very first holy scriptures on the planet. The scriptures are a collection of spiritual writing. That's what you call it. The very first one is the book of coming forth by day.
Wow.
It's more than 7,000 years old. It's on papyrus.
Is that Medu-Neter, brother?
Medu-Neter is the tongue of the blessed.
That was the speaking.
That was to create the writing, but in stone. That's what they call the Medu Neter. This is what connects all of it. It's all over the pyramids. And guess what? 1974, one of your ancestors, Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, develops the melanin dosage test to test the mummies in the Cairo Museum.
A black man did that?
And what does he find? Every one of the pharaohs had melanin.
They were all good.
And what else does he find out? Those pharaohs had more melanin than black people in Senegal. You can't get any blacker than Senegal. Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, that's the blackest we have.
It's blacker than that's blacker than
All of that,
That's blue.
everything, all of this. Garvey comes along, he creates the Negro World newspaper. What's the logo? He puts Khafre on the logo. Who is Khafre? Khafre is the pharaoh whose face is on the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a Greek word, it means a terrible lizard. It should be Heru Emaket, Heru on the horizon, stretching over, protecting the land. All of this, Garvey puts in the Negro World newspaper. Garvey knew what he was doing. That's why there's a need for the UNIA. Ask yourself, Brother Murua, are we free today?
No, sir.
Are we respected anywhere?
No, sir, brother.
Is any place on the planet we're not at the bottom?
No, sir, brother.
So there is a need. There's only one solution. We call it the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League.
Yes, sir.
Brother Murua,
Yes, sir.
please help me recite the pledge.
You want to recite the pledge of the Universal Negro Improvement Association? That's the pledge for all black people.
Please.
All right, you all. I'm gonna help the first President General recite the pledge.
That's it.
If you know the pledge, if this is your pledge, if you believe in the pledge, then what do we do when we recite the pledge? As you and I?
Stand up.